Okay, I'm going to talk about two of the myths, I think, around getting pre-approved or buying a house. I think you said conventional, and people think, oh my gosh, conventional, I have to have 20% down, 20% down. Well, I am here today with Mercedes Wallace with Ability Ambeck.
Hi.
Mercedes is a lender extraordinaire. She's been doing it a long time. She knows the ins and outs of lending really well. So she's the perfect person to, start your pre-approval journey with. And as Mercedes will tell you, different lenders have different specialties. They may have different programs. So not all lenders are created equal. We will lead you to the best ones. Yes, Mercedes, our rates. No, just kidding. So I just want to start kind of general. And Mercedes, what do you think are like the three most common loan types most people will see and utilize?
The most common for first-time buyers, obviously, is the FHA loan because it's less money down. It is more flexible on credit. So FHA usually is our first entry-level loan for a first-time buyer. Conventional is the secondary. USDA, like here in the city of Houston, USDA qualifies for that, which is 100% financing for a home buyer that qualifies. There is income limit restrictions, but that one's a huge loan here in small communities like Houston.
And I think people don't know, you can go online to the USDA website and look up an address.
Yes, it has the map that tells you if the property qualifies, if the income limit per family qualifies for it, and it's a great loan because it's 100% financing with a good motivated seller offering a seller credit. A homeowner can get in with no money.
Very little money down.
What kind of credit score would a person be looking at for a loan like that?
On a first-time buyer, depending on the program, usually the minimum is 580. The down payment assistance programs usually require like a 640, 660, but a regular FHA loan, it's 580.
Wow, 580.
Yeah. Conventional usually 620 is the minimum, but the down payment assistance programs have a little bit more stricter on the credit score. So 640, 660 is the requirement.
Well, I think it's important to mention credit score because that's, again, why you want to start with your lender. Okay, I'm going to talk about two of the myths, I think, around getting pre-approved or buying a house. I think you said conventional, and people think, oh my gosh, conventional, I have to have 20% down, 20% down.
Yes, that's a myth because conventional, you do not have to be a first-time buyer. If you are a first-time buyer, you can go in with 3% down, but 20% down, it's not the minimum.
What do you think is one of the biggest myths that people have around lending and getting pre-approved?
I think that the down payment requirement and the credit score requirement. And I've had several clients come in saying that because they don't have 2 years on the job. That's the other myth, that they think that, oh, I have to wait 2 years. I have to wait a year to be on the job. And no, not really. It's depending on the situation, same line of work. It doesn't matter if you just started a job or you're going to start a job. We've had several young adults finishing college that they just finished college, they got the degree, but still don't have a job, but they have intent letter.
What I don't think people realize in some cases, and again, I'm not a lender, so don't quote me, ask Mercedes, school can be used as some of your job history.
Yes. Once you have your degree and what you went to school for and you get a job offer in that degree, yes, all you need is a job offer and go from there. And usually the intent letter, the offer letter, the income that is there is what is used to qualify. And then the transcripts, the history of the schooling, is the job history.
What should they prepare to bring to talk to?
The main things is 2 years job history. So 2 years W-2s, 2 years taxes, 30 days pay stubs. If they change jobs, is the pay stub from now the last pay stub from the previous job, to be able to average out income. Right now in the way the market is right now and the way we are monitored is we do have to show stability of income, not variable income, but stability of income, so that it gets looked at very, very carefully. So to start off with, it's just basically W-2s and pay stub.
Okay, I have another myth. I think a myth. Well, I can't get pre-approved for a loan because I have unemployment on my job history.
And here in the Valley, we live in an agricultural Central Valley. Unemployment, if you have a job history of receiving it for 2 years, that is qualifying income, as long as you show 2 years of receiving it with the job. If the job is seasonal, like here in the Valley, you have not as much, but you have the canneries, you have the packing companies. So 2 year history, if you show 2 year history of unemployment, that is usable income.
I think the big thing, and this is something that Josh and I tell our clients all the time, is it's never too early to meet with a lender.
Never. That should be the very, very first step. It's heartbreaking to go look at a property and fall in love with it and then find out that you can't go that high. So the first step would be, let's see what your purchase power is, looking at credit, looking at income. That way you know your level of where you can look.
I think a lot of people too assume that, maybe their debt is a little high or they have some things they have to pay down. They just assume that, well, I don't qualify.
Exactly.
But speaking to a lender, you might be, maybe that's the case now, but maybe you can point them in the right direction and say, well, if you paid down this, maybe you could afford this much in 6 months or in a year. So it's not necessarily about what can you do right now. It's what are some things you can take care of down the road as well.
I've been doing this over 30 years, and that has been my habit, is that when I meet with the future homeowner, is I sit down and look at an overall. And yes, they might think that, okay, my debt is too much or I don't have enough credit. So usually I sit down with them and look at an overall. And yeah, if it's not right now, this is what we can do. This is what I would recommend. And in 3 months, you might be ready. In 6 months, you might be ready. So it's never you think you can't. It's just a matter of sitting and looking at an overall.
And that time is going to pass anyway.
Exactly.
Whether it's now or 3 months or 6 months, that time is going to pass. So you might as well get a game plan together.
A lot of consumers don't realize that credit reports refresh every 30 days. So if you do need to pay something down, if you do need to reestablish something, 30 days sometimes is all you need. Because now we can always do what they call a soft pull, so it doesn't hit the credit score.
And also to know that when it comes to your finances and it comes to getting pre-approved, all of that information is confidential.
Everything is
It
confidential.
stays between you and your lender. Your agents never see that. The only thing we see is the pre-approval letter,
Yes.
and that's it. So it is all secure and it is all safe.
What is the one biggest piece of advice you would give to a new first-time home buyer before speaking to a lender or starting a home search?
I would just say your documents. Keep your documents secure and get your documents together and do the consultation with the lender. I keep my database, and I've had clients come back a year later, 5 years later, or now buying their second home. So, but the very first time to start off with, I would say your income and your credit.
Awesome. Mercedes, this has been so helpful. Thank you for
Thank you for
sharing.
having me. This
Can't
is
believe
fun.
30 years. You're only 32.
Yes.
Josh will make sure that all of Mercedes' information is below, linked for you, just like your information will be easy to find on Josh and myself. We'd love to hear from you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.